Good afternoon, everybody. My name is May East. I serve as a CEO of an organization called Gaia Education. Gaia Education was born out of the eco-village movement, and we've been living and breathing and disseminating the experience of laboratories for sustainability, real laboratories. So we've been following all the international conversations since the Earth Summit with Agenda 21, and then later on the UNDES and all of that, and we see how much the slowness of application of the international conventions of the UN. And when SDGs came about, we were part of the conversation in Rio, and we decided together with UNESCO to develop this tool, this educational tool called the SDG flashcards. The SDG flashcards are 52 cards that they have in the front an image of how SDGs have been implementing somewhere in the planet according to the 17 goals. And in the back of the cards, you have a series of questions that can unleash meaningful conversations on how can we adapt the global goals, the international conversation, into the biocultural uniqueness of place of each locality, each community. We have over 200 questions, and these questions, they come from 4 dimensions. They come from the social design dimension, ecological, economic, and worldview. We believe that when we do what the UN called the vertical integration between the SDGs and the 4 dimensions of sustainability, we kind of shorten the possibility of working with them in a systemic way. As you know, the SDGs were born to interact between themselves. So in this context, we have 200 questions that help us to make them to help them to interact between themselves. And furthermore, once we interact, we are able to choose and identify the low-hanging fruits, which are the SDGs that are easier for us to hang and to build our campaign or our action or our activation or transformation in our community, one community at a time. So you identify the low-hanging fruits, and then you go further into identifying what we call the strength of the weak links, which are your growing edges. And all of that because we have been studying the future of humanity and the planet, and we know we all have many scenarios. We're going to be growing from 1.8 centigrades to 2 to 3 to 4. We don't know what is going to happen to the coastal cities, with the ecosystems, with the forestries, with the fisheries. But one thing we know from all scenarios that we have, we can summarize them in 2 scenarios. Transition is going to happen. Either we are going to design it or we are going to be victims of it. And the SDG flashcards, as well as many tools that are here being presented over these 3 days, they are tools that support us into designing the future we want to create. Thank you very much for your attention.